Okay, we're back with this, and I ain't gonna lie, I'm just gonna jump right into it. We already know what's, going on, what's happening. Cycle 108, by the way. I don't think I've ever gotten that far into a game like with this, even in the first. Okay, flicker row. We are leaving Marcus for dead. Marcus? Marco? Marcus? I have no idea. Okay, hold on. I gotta check. I had to check my mic. Okay, so we're not going for Marco. We are just going for this. Um, let's just go for it. Let's do 5, so we can at least keep a decent amount of stuff. Resupplied. Okay, that is perfect. It's really not going to let us do anything else but save Marco, huh? I don't wanna. You know what? We're gonna do it just so I can look Marco in the face when I tell him, yeah, I'm leaving you here. You wake in the bare unit, cloaked in the endless shadow of Darkside. Outside the window, the lights of the city glitter, but you do not see them. Your attention is instead on the tugging thread in your mind. Lane drawing ever closer. You shiver. One more cycle, and then you are out. Bliss, I trust you. I sure as hell hope that, you trust Ankita as much as, we should. Okay, that's a 5. Hopefully it's good. Okay. Though you have no specific memory of it, there is something unpleasantly familiar about the place that you have found yourself in. Among the many, many stacked units of the Rise, framed by scaffolding and stretching away from Darkseid's reflection in a way that is only possible in Zero-G, you have found yourself in a cold corner. Here, a locked door is marked with Yutsubo's sigil. A single eel curled back on itself, its mouth around its own tail. I like that. Fucking Ouroboros. This is the kind of door behind which Yutsubo keeps its secrets, its assets like you and Seraphim were, like Marco is now. I don't want to do any of this. I don't want to save him. It's a door you have been watching, which is why you know there should be an enforcer lazily lent beside it, and why you only have moments before they come back. Oh, minus stress! Oh, I don't think I've ever had a positive. That's amazing. You drop a shoulder and push hard off the opposite wall, aiming for the edge above the lock, where it will shear away. You slam into the door and it groans, squeals as the bolt mechanism buckles. You wrench the door aside. You're in. A dim corridor stretches out ahead of you, lined with doors on either side. The memory hits you almost immediately. Long cycles between jobs in a cell like this, awaiting Lane's arrival. Kept safe. A lie that you believed when you were first brought into a place like this. Most of the cells are dark, empty, but a warm glow spills from around one of the doors. You quickly approach and look in. Marco is tucked into an inset berth, a padded niche like those in any unit. His back is turned to the small window in the door. You slam the exterior lock release without thinking, Marco turning over to face the door as it hisses open. Sleeper? He freezes for a moment, unsure of your intentions. He raises a hand as if to protect himself, to put something between you and him. You betrayed us. Marco frowns, his arm still up. I didn't have a choice, Sleeper. He frowns. Why did you come here to accuse me? He laughs. I really shouldn't have came here, because if you're going to laugh in my fucking face, I'm going to leave you here. Marco pushes himself up and out of the berth. Let's not do this here. You came for me, let's go. I did not come here for you. I wanted to see you so I can see just how fucking, like, disappointing you are. He glances desperately at the door behind you. You look back out into the passageway, and Marco follows slowly, tentatively. Time to leave. Fuck. Lucky me, Daichi floats in the corridor, a knife glinting in his hand. I came to squeeze a little more information out of Oren's prize here. He points the long knife at Marco, but it looks like I've just got everything I need. Oh, okay, I can do this. Try to run. He closes the gap and raises the knife. Now stay still. I'd prefer to deliver you to Lane in one piece. That is going to fail miserably. Try to run. Oh, thank God! You spin away from the knife and feel it graze your side, slitting through your thick skin. But you do not stop. You kick hard for the doorway for the passageway. The light washing over you impulses as you do. Moments later, Marco and you are streaking through the passages of the rise in a haze, the pain fading but the fear holding strong, desperate to leave this place once and for all. I did not want to bring him. Friend of a friend. Refused to leave Marco on dark side. I could have. I don't want him here. I don't want it. Okay. There's nothing more to do. We just wait for the next cycle. That went really, really well. Okay. Marco rises from his berth quietly. You haven't really spoken. The two of you kept busy by your own injuries and the constant fear that Daichi will find you. But so far he hasn't, and if Ankita is to be trusted, this is your final cycle on dark side. You look at Bliss, floating in the corner, staring vacantly at a spot on the wall. You did your best to explain what Ankita had told you about her involvement with Yutsubo, but since then they have been quiet, removed. You haven't dared to ask more about their history together. You trust that when Bliss is ready for you to know, they will tell you. You wait in silence, no one eager to speak. A deep fatigue has set in, and in this moment, all anyone can do is wait for this excursion to be over. She's here. Marco nods at the doorway, where a silhouetted figure waits. Ankita, oh my god. I'm still so awestruck to see Ankita. Ankita looks at Marco and then at you. A raised eyebrow, the only acknowledgement that you went against her advice. Lane is back on dark side. We have to go now. Ankita looks tired, angry. We won't have another chance. Come with me, quickly, quietly. She turns and pushes out into the corridor. An exhausted looking Bliss turns to you. Let's put this place behind us. Ankita leads... Oh, I swear to God, if you betray us. Ankita leads you across dark side, not stopping to look back. The lights and passages flash by, but you barely notice them. All eyes are fixed ahead on the way out. At some distant part of the station, Ankita stops at a docking bridge, a small freighter visible through the viewing windows. She slaps the door release and it slides open. She grabs your shoulder, looking into your eyes. Lane's focus will be on dark side now. He needs to stop the infighting to shore up Yutsubo. If you get out now, he won't follow. Remember, Ankita hisses the instructions to you. Get the drive to Olivera. Give it to Carmen. No one else, no matter what they say. Thank you. Ankita simply nods and then she is gone, disappearing into the endless winding passages of Darkside. Oh my god. You drift gingerly down the docking tunnel, which leads into a cold, sparse cargo bay of the ship. Once you are inside, there is a hiss and the doors scissor shut. For a moment you panic, seeing no exit, no other doors, just a metal-walled bay. Is this a trap? Oh! But the engines rumble to life and you give in to your exhaustion. If Ankita had tricked you, at least you are leaving this place behind. And then you feel it, cold fingers reaching into your mind. You are so close, Lane's voice in your ear. You are here. A rustling, a shifting. You can't quite I can't quite place you. Can't quite can't, huh? A rustling, a shifting. I can't quite place you. Can't quite put my finger on you, sleeper, but I know you are there. What are you doing here? Hoping to confront me, perhaps, or something else? A hiss. I'm right here, you coward. Come and find me. I'll admit, I'm not quite ready for you, sleeper. A flicker and a spasm. But so soon, this will all be over. A tone begins to shrill and inescapable. Let me show you, the tone hisses. Lane is in the bay. Huh? Lane is in the bay of the freighter. The pull of constant acceleration, a comforting pressure against his chest. Lane looks around the bay, taking. Is he in us? Pause. Lane looks around the bay, taking it in slowly. He inhales the stale air deeply. Lane feels power, feels pride. The sense of control over another excites him. This is his desire. Lane lifts his right hand and turns it in the air, flexing his fingers in a satisfying wave. Something flickers at the corner of your vision. For a moment you strain to turn Lane's head. It does not turn, but you swear you see a figure there in the bay with you. It opens its mouth as if to speak, as if to scream, then it stops. A smile grows. Oh my god. A smile grows on Lane's face, a spreading tightness that has its own impulse. He raises one hand and uses it to grip the smallest finger of the other. A pause, and then a sudden jerk. Lane snaps the finger. Oh, 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 oh! Lane snaps. Oh my god. Snaps the finger back against the joint. The pain is instant, as is yours. It burns your vision away. When the white-hot blindness has faded, you look out on those same metal walls. You hold the same finger in your hand, and as you release it, you see the crooked shape it has been bent into. God! Oh my god! Oh my... What? What? Huh? A shiver runs through you, and you reach back into your own mind to see if any trace, any fragment of Lane remains there. You put your hand on your face and push, as if to push him from your head. The ship continues out on its starward arc, away from Darkseid, away from Lane, but you can't help but feel that some part of him is still there, behind your eyes, concealing beneath the pain of that snapped finger. Oh, we got it fucking glitched, didn't we? Oh my god, no! Oh, that's terrible. It takes a long time before you are ready to discuss everything. First, there was the journey to the yard, then disembarking from the freighter, then explaining to the whole waiting crew why their ship was impounded, something Marco offered 1,000 apologies for. Thankfully, the crew of the ship that brought you out of Darkseid, sent by Ankita, took the others aside and settled them. Though the promise of remuneration, or the threat of violence, you aren't sure. But you expect they will leave together for Darkseid soon. I don't like that. You do your best to explain things to the crew, though touching on what happened with Marco is not something you are willing to do at first. Bliss in particular seems to struggle taking themselves away from the rest of the crew, and mostly staying in their bunk. It seems the encounter with Ankita brought back memories from the time the two of them were a couple. Oh. Oh shit. And harder memories too from the time after when Ankita left. Damn, was it bad to bring Bliss then? If that was, I have no idea. I don't. That may have been a bad decision, but that's interesting. The whole time you find yourself in a daze. Your skin hurts, your muscles tremble, you don't feel yourself. You rest for a while, and as you do, conversations echo around you until you find yourself able to rise. This fucking bitch. Sleeper, Marco comes to you in the quiet of the rig. Can we speak for a moment? I've got nothing to say. Marco nods. But I do, Sleeper. He looks down. I know I almost cost you everything, but you have to understand something. When they caught me, I was looking for someone. Oh, don't give me this bullshit. Do not. I was looking for someone important. Fuck off. Oh my god, I was looking for someone important. That was why I wanted to come with you. I just wanted to get a message to him and to know that he was alright. He screws up his face, each word bringing him pain, and I admit, I thought I might be able to bargain on his behalf to get us both out. Bargain yeah, go. Chill the fuck out. I don't like you. I want to fucking punch you in the face. Bargain using my life. Marco can't bring himself to confirm it, but you both know it to be true. All I can say is I am sorry. Look, you can use the yard when you get back to the scrapyards. There are some components in there. Take what you want. Marco sniffs. I'm going to stay here a while. He does not meet your eye. He simply turns away and drifts down the corridor. As he does, Seraphim passes by him, receiving no acknowledgement. Oh, hi! Oh my god, hello! Seraphim gives you a questioning look as Marco leaves. What happened out there, sleeper? He floats there, stretching his scarred... Oh my god! Oh my god, look at that tattoo! Damn, I never thought he would have fucking recovered. What happened out there, sleeper? He floats and stretching his scarred arm, the protective sleeve he has been wearing since the far spindle finally removed. We found the resistance Yutsubo are fighting amongst themselves. Marco betrayed us. Seraphim shakes his head. What do you mean? Yutsubo forced him to give me up. He told Yutsubo where to find me. No, Seraphim frowns. That can't be. More or less. He pauses. It's not that I don't believe you, but Marco hates Yutsubo, Seraphim sighs. He's come through for me so many times, I never thought. I'll talk to him, Seraphim nods, a grim look on his face. I'll get the full story. I don't want his fucking story. He can go fuck himself. Seraphim looks down. I'm sorry I wasn't there, sleeper. I should never have let Marco go instead of me. That's okay. Seraphim nods. Never again. Hey, you're with me now. I trust you. Not that fucker. He looks up. Tell me it was worth it, sleeper. That you got something on Yutsubo. You explain about the meeting you witnessed, the conflict between Orin and Daichi, and Ankita's intervention. Explaining Ankita takes a little more effort, but you try to remember everything that happened. You explain Ankita's insistence that she was working against Darkseid and how she got you off the station. You explain that Yutsubo itself is coming apart, with Lane absent, and that this will draw his focus away from you two. Seraphim waits until you are finished to respond. So this Ankita got herself inside Yutsubo. He raises an eyebrow. Just to try and break their grip on Darkseid, he whistles. Take some balls. You explain the drive, mentioned Livera, Carmen, and then hold up the thumb drive, the one Ankita entrusted to you. Olivera, he screws his face. I've heard it. Maybe once or twice. I just assumed it was some backwater colony, he sighs. Never met a Carmen, though. What's on that thing? Seraphim nods at the thumb drive. Something incriminating? Ankita didn't say. I don't get it. Seraphim raises an eyebrow. We just deliver this little mystery drive and that's all? He looks away, deep in thought. Is that what you want to do next? Olivera, you've never heard of it, but it seems like the place to go if you want to help Ankita fight back against Lane. You look at the drive, and as you do, you can't help but feel you are being used, not for the first time. One thing I will say, Seraphim begins, clearly thinking out loud. If we want to head back to Darkseid, take on Lane, we are going to need to do so on our ship this time. I fucking agree. I'm so glad we're on the same goddamn page. We're gonna fight that motherfucker in whatever freighter he's in our little rinky-dink rig. I am going to throw hands with that bitch. I'm determined. Some crews got spoof transponders, send out a signal matching another ship. He shrugs. Not going to get one fitted here, but that's something we need to look out for. I agree. Sure, you think. Go back to Darkseid where Lane waits. A shudder of fear runs through you. thinking of the moment he slipped into your mind on the freighter. If you ever go back there, you know you'll need something to counteract him. But you also recall Overseer's presence in that moment too, his strange form holding its shape as Lane tried to override your control. Perhaps Overseer has a way for you to resist his signal. Your mind whirls with possibilities and problems. Is this really the right move to go back to the place that almost killed you twice? To take Lane on? Seraphin looks at you expectingly. What are you thinking, Sleeper? What if we leave the system? Oh, Now this is a big moment. What if we leave the system? Seraphin pauses. You want to run? He looks down. I know that the past cycles must have been hard, that I wasn't there, but leave Helion? I don't know if I can do that, Sleeper. Tala is here, and as Seraphin trails off, you think of what it might feel like to leave this place behind, to throw away responsibility, to forget Lane, and to set out towards something new. The thought alone lifts you, freezes you in place with closed eyes and shaking hands. I know it's different for you, Sleeper, he sighs. If you can find a way to make the rig fit for interstellar travel, a fraction drive, better hull, a crew, and a pilot willing to go, then who am I to stop you? I'm not leaving you. I understand you have got family. It is just a suggestion, though. He looks at you with a pained expression. It's not what I want, but you don't owe. But you don't know you, huh? You don't owe me anything. It's your future. Look, Sleeper. Seraphin places a hand on your shoulder. We aren't done yet. Either way, we need to prepare. We need work. We need a crew. Seraphin starts counting off his fingers, and we need you strong. Speaking of, Seraphin takes out a box of components. I kept myself busy these past cycles, working in the fabricator bay on the scatter yards. I figured you could use some spares. So first, Seraphin takes a calming breath. We rest. Fuck. 3. Let's. I'm just gonna have to repair myself. Figure out what to do from there. Oh shit. Oh. Oh no. The darkness flows around you and you know what comes next. Okay, it's either the fucking Overseer or it's Lane. Okay, it's Overseer, thank God. Sleeper, the multi-part image of Overseer assembles itself in front of you. We must intervene in your current course. What? Intervene in what? The opening of your systems has breached a new paradigm. You are dangerously exposed. The voice is somehow both soundless and shrill. As we are sharing your hardware, that means we too are fatally exposed. The individual agent you encountered, we were almost completely erased by their attempts to seize control. Overseer's 3 heads nod eagerly in agreement. It's Lane. We have knowledge of his name from your memory banks. This is much of interest to us. Much of interest to us recorded there, though often partially and inconsistently. Overseer words unsettlingly, but yes, we can confirm Lane's role in this is vulnerability. Oh, we can confirm Lane's role in this vulnerability. It is our understanding that the assumption of inevitability is incorrect. Overseer glows with bright veins of data. But in this state, we cannot operate with full functionality. If we were to be recompiled in our correct configuration, we believe we would be able to calculate a new path. So you're saying if I help you, you can help me? Our aim would be to close the vulnerabilities and reinforce your systems against the future intrusion. This would ensure our safety within your system. 3 sets of eyes lock onto you. Would this also please you? You can stop it? Correct. Overseer stutters like a glitched animation. Our expertise was in total system maintenance and security beyond our administration and navigation capabilities. We were built to do this. Oh my God, you are the best accident that has happened to me right now. At least this is what we understand. Without being recompiled, we are aware of these capabilities, but cannot access them. We are confident to a substantial degree that we will know how to complete the process once recompiled. The three heads nod one to another. You don't know? Then recompile. The heads resolve thoughtfully for a moment. Without our originating codebase, we cannot recompile. Overseer flickers. If you were able to speak with a Solheim Systems engineer, perhaps lead engineer Yokab Kandinsky, perhaps we could acquire it. The heads stare at you expectantly, like three partially deconstructed puppies. Solheim is gone. Yes, the heads nod repeatedly. Of course. The heads continue nodding. We were of course aware of this. You look at the fragmented program itself, its systems unstable and broken. You realize it is far worse off than you, and its collapse is almost inevitable. How could it possibly save you? It is a difficulty. Overseer flicks between poses. But all code bases are held in centralized Solheim facilities. There are Station AE1 and CAN Channel Operations Center and the Control Center of the HABPEP or Helion Asteroid Belt. Volcanic extraction project. Overseer smiles helpfully. Oh, that's the whole fucking name. I didn't need that. HABPEP. Is that dark side? Overseer immediately latches onto the thought. Based on your memory banks, we believe so. Correct. It occurs to you that this entire conversation is happening within your head, and it is an unsettling feeling. I can't go back to dark side. Dark side is a city now. This is true, but its foundation is the HABPEP itself. Oh, Overseer chirps brightly. We understand that the individual seeking to overwrite you is stationed in the HABPEP itself. God, that's loud. I don't know if that's just me or not. Overseer's three heads separate and turn inwards as if in a conference. The shattered heads turn simultaneously, unsettlingly in the directness with which they address you. But if you could access the HABPEP mainframe without making yourself known, we could reconstruct ourselves and gain the ability to reconstruct you. Theoretically, one of the heads adds. Theoretically, the other two heads confirm. Theoretically? Theoretically, the head confirms again. The reassurance of a delusional Solheim protocol are barely reassuring, but if Overseer is correct, this may be your only option. We feel your doubt, but we must impress on you the importance of this. Please. Overseer's eyes flash, all six of them. If not for your sake, for ours. If you cannot find your way to the HABPEP before encountering this lane, you will surely be overwritten, and we would also share your fate. Oh, fuck. The heads rotate. We would not like this to happen. You sigh, exhausted from this conversation. Overseer gets the message. We will leave you to recharge, but please, consider the path ahead. You come back to the ragged paneling of the bunks. Somewhere behind your left eye, the ache begins. You envy Overseer for its lack of body and the pain it causes. But then suddenly you wonder if in sharing your body, it shares your pain too. The thought makes you pity the broken protocol, its sense of time and place shattered. Perhaps you share more than you would like to admit. The path ahead begins to take shape. It seems a return to dark side is inevitable, but you will need help to make that return. Fuck. This is getting fucking crazy. Okay. How are we looking? We're looking. You know, that's a big thing. We are in fact looking. Oh, the hollow. I kind of want to hit the hollow and see what's up with the hollow. Okay, so we got to get back to dark side. In order to do that, we got to go to Olivera. We have nothing that requires us going to the Hollow. So, concealed colony. Oh, no, go back. Olivera. Alright, let's head to Olivera. Alrighty. You find Olivera exactly where Ankita said it would be, a ragged colony nestled in a crater on one of the biggest rocks of the shoals. Seraphim gets no response to his initial broadcast, and so you find yourself in a docking tunnel, the rig at one end, the colony at the other, with no idea what awaits you. I need you to get back on that ship and keep flying. You freeze in the dark tunnel, a figure in front of you holding a long gun at their hip. I'm serious. Your eyes adjust to the dark, and as they do, you see a man, no, a boy, carrying a long dark shape in his hands. I don't know how you found us, but you need to leave right now and forget this place. You glance over your shoulder and see Seraphim, his hands raised in front of him in a gesture of calm. Look, kid, we mean no harm. How about you go and run get someone? I am someone. I am Xander. He sticks out his jaw. It's you I don't know, and I'll decide who's gonna do some harm here. He reaches across his chest and thumbs on a lamp he has. What? He reaches across his chest and thumbs on a lamp he has lashed there. You blink in the glare of the bright light. Shielding your eyes as you do so, you see a flicker of confusion cross Xander's face. He meets your eye with a look of shock and opens his mouth as if to speak. Though no words emerge. Ankita sent us. You notice a familiar name registered with Xander, adding to whatever confusion or question your appearance has provoked. You see his eyes taking in your sleeper body, his gun dropping a little as he takes his attention off it. Is this? He looks between you and Seraphim. Are you here for Flint? He pulls the gun closer to himself. I'll be honest, kid, we have no idea who you're talking about. Seraphim allows himself to drift a little forward. So how about you drop the gun and we talk like adults? As Seraphim floats past you, he gives you a look that makes you nervous. We're just here to deliver something. Xander? The voice echoes along the docking bridge. Xander, what are you doing? A figure appears at the end of the bridge behind Xander, a young woman clearly older than the boy in front of you. Found these two trying to sneak in, Cadence. Xander keeps his eye on you and Seraphim as he speaks. Saboteurs, maybe? Was about to send them on their way. Xander grins. I assure you, we are not saboteurs, miss. Seraphim smiles at Cadence. Cadence sighs and glides towards Xander. Stop messing around with that welder. It's a welder! It's not a gun! She snatches the gun out of Xander's hands, and as she does, both you and Seraphim reflexively flinch. Cadence looks at the two of you with a raised eyebrow and turns the gun so you can see it better. You notice the fuel tank and the welding muzzle. It probably has an effective range of less than half a foot. Seraphim looks at Xander and rolls his eyes. Seriously? Honestly, that's kind of fucking funny. I should have fucking expected it. Cadence lowers the welder to her side and turns to Xander. Now's not the time. We just got an emergency broadcast from Carmen and Flint. Something's happening. Something's happened. Xander's attitude changes immediately. He turns to face... Oh, let me see that. Oh yeah, look at that. It's just a fucking welder. Oh, it wasn't like that before. Oh, wait a damn minute. I don't think. I'll have to look back at the footage. Xander's attitude changes immediately. He turns to face Cadence, putting his back to you as if you had just disappeared completely. What do you mean, something's happened? I don't know. They went quiet in the shoals. All we got is a distress signal. Cadence raises her hand reassuringly. Don't get excited. They probably just had a technical fault on the ship, but we should check in anyways. We have to get them. Xander grabs the welder back and slings it over his shoulder. In what, Xander? Cadence sighs. They took our only functioning ship, the tender tide still in pieces in the hangar. Seraphin gives you a nudge and nods towards Cadence and Xander. This is our chance. We have a ship. Xander wheels around in the tunnel, squinting at you in thought. Seraphin moves past you and approaches them. We need to see Carmen, and it seems like Carmen needs our help. He looks between the two of them. So how about we stop messing around in this dingy tunnel and go get your friend? Xander turns back to Cadence. Them? Really? He rolls his eyes. We're not the only people on Olivera. There must be other ships. You want to go looking? They're here now. Cadence looks at Seraphin, and they are generously offering to help. She smiles sheepishly. Fine. Xander folds his arms. But I'm coming with you. Fine by us. God, this is such a packed ship. Fine by us. Seraphin shakes his head and looks at you. Come on then. You both turn to head back into the ship, Seraphin whispering as you do. What kind of backwater has Akita sent us to? He sighs. That kid thinks he's some kind of sheriff. Not used to visitors, I guess. He's just a kid. Yeah, a kid with heavy industrial equipment. What are we talking about? Xander catches up with you and Seraphin. His moods seem buoyed by the prospect of boarding a ship. You wonder how often he gets to leave Olivera. Oh, you haven't seen the half of it, Xander winks. Wait up. You turn back to see Cadence gliding up the tunnel. I changed my mind. I'm coming too. Give me a minute to grab some supplies. She glances at Xander, just in case. Seraphin cuts in. I'll give you a hand. That alright, Sleeper? We'll be there in a sec. He looks at you. You pause, but Seraphin doesn't seem to be waiting for confirmation as he and Cadence head back into the dock. You're slightly thrown off by his eagerness to be helpful. This is the first time you've actually seen him be welcoming to anyone coming on board the rig. Probably because we have like fucking 17 people on this goddamn ship. When you get to the cockpit, you notice Xander looking wide-eyed at the consoles and switches. Cool ship, he grins. After a short wait, Cadence and Seraphin come back into the cockpit. All loaded up, Seraphin pats Xander on the shoulder. Might want to strap in there, kid. Xander and Cadence find a place to settle as Seraphin buckles himself into the flight seat. Alright. He turns to Xander. Show us where to go. You head out into the shoals, the thick debris field that surrounds Olivera. What happened in here, Sleeper? Bliss pokes their head into the cockpit as Seraphin brings the ship in towards the signal coordinates Xander gave him. You look around the cockpit. Xander is tapping at the co-pilot console mounted in front of his seat in a haphazard way, while Cadence is asking Seraphin about how the rig works. Surprisingly, Seraphin is responding with patience and care. I think he has a crush. It's a very real possibility. Just some guess. Bliss glances at Xander, and Seraphin reaches over and shuts off his console without looking. Isn't he a bit young for this? Bliss turns back to you. Junie's working on the ship's wiring and won't respond to my messages. She's probably in the walls. She's in the walls. She's probably in the walls somewhere, hooking up to the main line. They smile a weak smile. I'm here. So how about you tell me what we're doing out in the middle of nowhere? Quiet. Seraphin's voice cuts through the chatter. Is that? He gestures out into the debris field at a sparking, ragged-looking shape tucked beside a rock. Xander rushes to the cockpit glass. Carmen. A moment of tense silence grips the room. That's his ship. You and Bliss exchange concerned glances. This isn't good. It's very bad. I'll bring her in. Seraphin's eyes are fixed on the wreck of the crumpled ship now. We don't know anything yet, so everyone calm down. Xander is silent, his face pressed against the glass. Cadence stares out at the wreck, her cheeks pale. No one speaks until the rig is brought to a stop. All right, now we are going out there, and we'll have to poke around. Seraphin looks between Cadence and Xander. We'll verify the ship, and we recover the crew. Seraphim gives you and Bliss a nod, and you both push off and glide towards the back of the cockpit. Suddenly, Xander pushes off from the window and glides with you out of the cockpit. I'm coming too. You need someone to identify the ship. He stops and takes a breath. Are you sure? I'm sure. Xander gets the words out, then pushes on ahead towards the airlock. You follow behind, ready to suit up and investigate the wreck. I can already tell I'm about to be this fucking kid's, like, little guardian angel. Oh, Xander's on my team. Okay. This is gonna get interesting. What is your name? Xander? Alright, Xander and Bliss. Whew, let's be sure to get this good. Wreck assessment. These are good dice. And I have no glitch. That is actually perfect. Actually, let's throw in the 2. If I get a little bit of stress, that's fine. There we go. Alright. The search of Carmen's gutted ship has impacted the mood in the rig. As more and more evidence of an attack has appeared, the quieter Xander has got. And the name of Cadence has retreated into the bunks. And the more Cadence has retreated into the bunks. Now, with the search complete, you are gathered in the cockpit to discuss what's been found. Come on. Cadence floats by the door, hugging herself against the cold. Tell us already. Xander is perched on the back of the seats, flicking at some hinged containers he found in the wreck. Open and close. Open and close. Explain carefully. You start by summarizing the search, talking around the details, picking your language carefully. You describe the damage to the ship, but not the attack. You talk about the occupants of the ship without mentioning what might have happened to them. Good day to you, Seraphim. Seraphim quickly cuts in. What Sleeper is saying, he gives you a look, is that the ship was hit by with weapons fire badly. Then the drive was fired up and they attempted to flee. The drive burnt out the ship and was hitting multiple rocks, and bits of debris came to a halt here. We found no bodies. So what we're understanding is that this is only a piece of the ship. Or, this isn't the complete thing. As the mention of the word bodies, a shudder runs through those assembled. Then they are here somewhere. Xander has a stealing look in his eyes, and we find them, whatever state they are in. He looks at Cadence. She nods back at him. Xander's right. We aren't leaving them out here. Carmen made Olivera what it is. He saved us. We won't come back without him. She shivers and looks at Xander. He would do the same for us. Based on the damage to the ship, Seraphim begins. They're almost certainly dead. We get it. Xander cuts him off. But there are debris trails leading away from the ship. From the ship. I've seen them. There are. Seraphim holds his hand out in a calming manner. But those could be from secondary explosions or decompression. We picked the wrong trail and it could lead us in circles, cycle after cycle. Then we better pick the right one. Cadence has Xander steely look. Cadence has Xander's steely look now, too. She stares differently at Seraphim, challenging him to answer back. He sighs. Then that's what we'll do. He looks at you with resignation. Whatever happened here, you won't be leaving until you see its end. Oh. Is it just these 3? Looks like it. Okay. So those are tiny sparkles. Those are bigger sparkles. Huh. Possible lead. So we have to just choose one. Okay, realistically, let's think about this. They hit the rock from that angle and it split. So realistically, if they were to get out and continue moving, splitting off downwards or upwards could have probably been the better choice. Because trailing on this way, they would probably just continue moving forward. So I kind of want to go with this one. I think that'll be our best bet. It's impossible to know which is the right one. I have a feeling, though, no matter which we choose, it's just going to be correct, because I feel like that's just kind of how these types of games work. Which, you know, makes sense. Kind of sucks, because it would give the, you know, oh shit, the illusion of choice. Oh. Asteroid caves. Because it does kind of give the illusion of choice. But all in all, it's not the worst thing. 2 to the tunnels. Hopefully 5 gives me 2. It does. So let's do 3. I can take a bit of stress so long as I get 1. I can handle that. When the starward trail led to the caves, a little hope was kindled in the hearts of the crew. But after plummeting in the depth of these dark passages, that hope seems snuffed out. Xander has struggled on in silence, only speaking to update Cadence on the lack of news via the cockpit comms link. But he speaks now quietly at first and then with increased urgency. A light, sleeper. I see a light. And with that, he kicks off hard from the wall and darts down the dark tunnel with reckless speed. You follow, but the tunnels are winding and you quickly lose Xander around a corner. You kick off the same wall trying to close the gap, but when you come around the same corner, you can't find Xander anywhere. And then you see it, through a thin slit in the cave wall, a flickering, fading light. You cross over it and see scratches and chunks scraped out of the rock. Someone has dragged something through here. Contact Xander. You click through your comms to Xander's channel and call out to him. Nothing but static and silence greets you. A flashing red light on your comms panel the signal isn't getting through. Interesting. You push away some of the floating rocks and squeeze yourself into the gap. And as you do, you watch the light pulsing inside the cave, setting the cracks and shapes of the rock in sharp relief. You search those shadows for something recognizable, but the light source remains out of sight. And then you are through. You steady yourself against the wall and look towards the light. There, beside a fading emergency lamp floating, a body, its head instantly striking you as strange and misshapen. Oh, Carmen's body. You know immediately this is Carmen. His head is shrouded in an emergency helmet inflated around him like a balloon, while an oxygen canister floats nearby attached by a tube. His eyes are closed, body still. You try to settle your gaze on his chest to see the telltale rise and fall, and then the light catches something else, something broken and skeletal nearby, a face with bright eyes watching you. Oh my god. I remember this from the trailer. Oh, I didn't know it was gonna be this. A sleeper. Another sleeper. They watch you with lit irises. One just like yours. Their torn face reveals no emotion. They pose crouched, coiled even, like a spring ready to strike. You're both frozen, unsure, afraid. Nothing moves. Your eyes trace the damages to their suits, to their body. They look broken, worn down, and you wonder if this is how you look to others. If they flinch when they see you as you feel the need to now. Carmen, Xander's panicked voice cuts through the silence. He rushes forward to the floating body, but as he does, the other sleeper pulls away from the wall like a statue coming to life. For a moment, you go to intervene, to save Xander from the skeletal figure, but the sleeper falls on Xander to embrace him, and Xander returns the hug. Oh. You float stunned, watching as Xander begins to carry Carmen's body from the cave, with Flint, the sleeper, guiding him. Okay, so they're friends. Interesting. So another sleeper friend. Oh my god, wait a minute. So this is the first sleeper that we've seen alive, not so well, but alive. The only other sleeper that we have generally have seen is the one that was semi-unconscious or dead in Sleeper 1, that was a part of Ankita's storyline. Fuck, that's crazy. Carmen is stable. Cadence comes out from the room that has become a makeshift med bay. She looks between you and Seraphim. Thanks to you. And Flint? Cadence pauses, choosing her answers carefully. Flint is in there with Carmen. They seem to be functional. She looks away, if that's what you mean. We should head back to Olivera. Seraphim cuts in. He places a hand on your shoulder and steers you away towards the cockpit. Once you are out of earshot, Seraphim turns to you. Did you know Flint was a sleeper? No, I did not know. Seraphim nods. He pauses. I don't want to be suspicious. I was just surprised, that's all. Seraphim glances back towards the medbay. They look different. What do you mean? I don't know, he sighs. Just something I wish they'd mention. I'll go get her started up. He pats you on the shoulder and heads back to the cockpit. Let's just keep an eye on them, okay? He leaves you floating in the corridor. Unsure what to think. Flint is the first sleeper you have met since you escaped the program, and at this point, those memories are little more than fragments and fictions. As the rumble of the drive runs through the ship, you can't help but feel a little concerned for what this might mean. Alright, so we found them. That was my first guess. I honestly think that... Oh, time to leave? Yes. I honestly, wasn't expecting that. I thought it was going to be like, oh, wrong one. We go to a different one. We find it or we don't find it type of deal, you know? Ooh, okay. So now we're parked here. You are left alone with Xander and Seraphim in the docks while Carmen is carefully carried from the rig by Flint, guided away into one of Olivera's many tunnels and passages. Okay, I believe you. Xander shrugs his shoulders. Seraphim raises an eyebrow. Believe us how? That you aren't saboteurs. He shoots you a sheepish grin. Although, you never know. I'd forgotten about that. Honestly, same. I won't remind you then. He winks. Tell me, kid. Seraphim folds his arms. Why are you so protective of this place? I mean, no offense, but who'd want to sabotage a tin pot colony in the middle of the shoals? Xander bristles at the comment, but controls his anger. You don't get it. Olivera is a refuge. Why do you think we're hiding all the way out here? He glances at you and then back at Seraphim. I think I would have thought you'd understand that's at stake here. You've seen Flint. Seraphim pauses, unsure of how to respond. He looks embarrassed into silence. Look, Xander says, playing the peacemaker. You brought Carmen back to us. Everyone in Olivera will thank you for that. How about you stick around for a bit, get a feel of the place. If you need to resupply, we can help. We haven't got much, but if you chip in, you'll get your share. He bows his head a little. We're more welcoming than we appear. Just don't expect to buy anything with those chits of yours. Puts his hand on his hip. Olivera is not for sale. Seraphim shrugs. Alright, kid. He glances at you. We appreciate it. We need to hang around until Carmen is back up and awake anyways. And I think we'll be glad of the rest. I'll see you around then. Xander touches his brow in a salute and then kicks away, floating out of the docks. Seraphim turns to you. A little shore leave doesn't sound so bad. Are we safe? Yeah. No, we're safe here because Lane is busy back on Darkside, so we are safe here. I agree. Seraphim smiles. Alright then. He stretches. I'm going to head into town and see what's happening. He winks and glides away into Olivera proper. You are left floating in the docks, unsure what comes next. It doesn't seem like Lane is going to find you out here, so maybe this is the perfect time to take a breather, at least until you can bring Ankita's drive to Carmen. You turn that little thumb drive over in your pocket. Time to see what Olivera has to offer. Ooh, okay. What was this? Clinic. Olivera's clinic. Rising tensions. Carmen is in recovery, and Olivera will have to navigate a coming crisis without his steady hand. Oh! Shit, okay, I didn't realize that's what was going to happen. As you leave the rig, you find a figure waiting for you in the docking tunnel. You think it's Xander's hostile. You think of Xander's hostile greeting when you first arrived. Is that him again? Oh shit! Oh my god. Where are you headed? Flint leans away from the wall. Now out of the battered suit you saw them in. The damage to their frame is concealed beneath their overalls, but you're still aware of it just beneath the surface. Hydro refinery, scrap sorting. I'm roaming around. Hydro refinery, same. Flint nods in the direction of the colony. I'll join you. You float together through the docks in silence. Flint makes you nervous, and their insistence on intercepting you this cycle hasn't exactly calmed that sensation. Breaking the silence eventually becomes unavoidable. You know what? Why Flint? Flint stares ahead, continuing their glide. Ask Carmen. He insisted on it. The mention of Carmen's name recalls the image of him floating unconscious in the light of your work lamps in the deep and winding caves. You suppress a shudder. Flint gives you a sideways look, their mask-like face betraying no emotion. It's good you found us. They pause as you both move through the doorway. Could have been sooner, they blink, but better than nothing. You look at Flint. Looking at Flint gives you an unsettling feeling, like catching your own reflection in a polished hull. Is this what others feel like when they speak with you? Watching the crooked mask, the lit irises, the signs of human emotion. Interpreting the stuttering emulations of facial expressions as they cross your doll-like face. Flint turns away and you realize they might feel the same looking at you. Each of the others mirror, each reminding the other of the gap between being and being seen. I want to know, but I don't want to come off so strong. What happened out there? Flint pauses. I made a mistake. One I won't make again. They frown and stare forward, offering nothing more. You arrive together at the main bay of the hydro refinery, the space filled with tanks and ornate patterns of pipes and ducts. So, Sleeper. Flint's face curls in amusement as he uses the mononym everyone refers to you by. Oh, the mononym. Okay. Everyone refers you by. Olivera. Jesus fucking Christ, I'm struggling with that name. Olivera asks all of those it harbors to contribute to the colony. Show me what you can do. I got you. Positive. That's the type of shit we like to see. You and Flint join the huddled workers as they assign roles, each person given a task in the process of refining gas and liquid into usable fuel, diverting the runoff monitoring, the electrolyzer feeding the system. The refinery is dotted with glowing terminals, and raw data feeds scroll across them at near unreadable speeds. Precision is key, and you find yourself quickly disappearing into the detail of the work. The refinery is built from spares run on homebrew systems, but the openness allows you to tinker and tweak almost every component. The data spools and cathodes pulse, and fuel gathers in the tanks. You step back to take a rest, watching the system spin on, perfectly balanced. Something makes you look to one side, a glint that catches your eye, and there is Flint, taking a rest of their own. You see a glint again, Flint turning something over in their fingers, watching it spin. A vial of stabilizer. I completely forgot about that. I forget that we don't need that anymore. Shit. My last vial. Flint speaks without taking their eyes off the drug. Even through the haze of your lost memories, you can recall the fizzing, sickening pulse of that injection. The dependence your reboot freed you from. Saving it for a special occasion, Flint pockets the vial and meets your eye. You don't need stabilizer. You don't need a stabilizer, do you? Flint moves away from the wall they were resting against. I noticed you were different from the first moment we met, but I didn't realize what it was until now. The way you work, the way you move, without dependence, I see it now. Flint folds their arms. Tell them about the reboot. You tell them about the process you and Seraphin attempted on Darkseid, the one that Lane interrupted. They listen absent-mindedly, watching the workers instead of you. That's not all, though, is it? Flint meets your eye. There's something wrong with you. More than just your decaying frame. Your signal, your presence. It smells different. Lane did something to me. I've come to know that feeling. The feeling that I am an object, a tool to be molded, to be shaped for someone else's use. Here in Olivera, people are different. Flint looks out at the workers, but I still know who I am, what I bring to this place. All of these people are at risk because of me. That means you too are at risk. A risk to your crew, to me, and more importantly, to this place. That is what is worrying me. Olivera will welcome you, just as it welcomed me. Flint stretches, but it will do so in spite of itself and its own safety. I want you to know that, because they will pay the cost. Those close to you, and you must know that they pay it for you. With that, Flint turns and glides away, leaving no space for response. You watch them leave, their billowing cloak revealing and concealing the glinting and ragged parts of their exposed skeleton as they go. Shit! That's crazy. Scrap silos, the canteen, farm stacks, hydro refiners. This is where we're gonna get fuel, food, energy, money, I'm presuming. Or assuming. Oh. Okay, here we go. The sound of raised voices echoed through the tunnel. Following them, you find yourself at the entrance of the clinic where Flint and Xander are locked in a bitter argument. I won't take you out there, Flint. Xander is pleading with the sleeper. Look what happened to Carmen. They'll kill you. What happened to Carmen is exactly why I have to go. They will find me here. And when that happens, the whole colony can hear you too. Seraphin comes out of the clinic with Cadence. You trying to wake up Carmen? You see Seraphin clock you, standing in the passageway. Your eyes meet and Seraphin looks away. Neither of you have seen each other since you brought Carmen back to Olivera. I'm trying to make sure what happened to Carmen doesn't happen to anyone else. I need this shit to stop drifting. Flint folds their arms. I'm the reason he is like he is, and that means it's on me to fix it. What are you talking about? You catch Flint off guard. They hadn't seen you waiting the passageway. SNRP came to me. What? That's what happened out in the debris field. They look down. You know what that means. Fuck. If it's not fucking Lane, it's SNRP. Of course. Shit. You know what that means. SNRP, the company that created you, the company you escaped, the idea of them bearing down on this place sets your nerves on edge. You've long since slipped their grasp. Lane disabled your tracker in exchange for unwavering service, a gift that became a trap. But Flint is still on the run, and if SNRP attacked Carmen's ship, they can't be far away. You look at Flint and see the fear in their eyes. Your tracker is still active. Olivera is shrouded. Flint looks towards the center of the colony. Carmen managed to get a hold of a signal shroud and set it up here. He wanted to keep everyone safe. There's no way SNRP can track me here. Am I missing something? Seraphin interrupts. If they can't find you here, what's the problem? It's not just about the tracker. That hunter found... Shit. I don't know the story about the hunters. I didn't get that. You know, I didn't do every storyline in Sin Sleeper 1. But I know of the hunter. It's the fucking Mindscape monster. Fuck. And there's like 4 of those fuckers. The hunter found me in the debris field. They know I escaped. It's only a matter of time before their search brings them here. Silence falls on the group. As the inevitability of the problem sets in, Xander looks distraught. You can't, Flynn, Xander says in a quiet voice. They'll kill you. Seraphim glances at you and Flint in turn, and you see his mind working on a solution. He looks away, frowning. I'm sorry, Xander. This is how it is. Flint looks dejected. Unless we get them first. Seraphim smiles an impish smile. Oh, Seraphim, you and I are on the same wavelength. I think I know exactly where this is going. Yes! Seraphim, what are you thinking? Caden speaks up for the first time. We know there is a hunter out there, skewering the shoals, and we know they are looking for you, Flint. That means we have the upper hand. We don't need to bring them here. We can bring them anywhere we want. Seraphim looks around the group. So we get set, we prepare a little surprise, and then we wait. Flint is already shaking their head. The hunter could arrive here at any moment. We don't have time for this. If I had a ship, I would have left already. Then we move you now. We take you somewhere and we prepare, and we work hard and fast and get an ambush set. When the hunter comes, we spring the trap. What kind of trap? Ooh. Oh, wait, is the hunter not the Mindscape monster? I was thinking it was the Mindscape monster. What is the fucking hunter? Huh? That and we still have to figure out. Seraphim admits. But you have to admit it beats going out to die without a plan. He shoots Flint a look. And hey, if we fail, the outcome will be the same anyways. Flint doesn't respond immediately. You can see them thinking it through, considering their options. I'm coming. Xander had a determined look on his face. We're doing this, and I'm coming. Look, kid, I appreciate your enthusiasm, but this is the real thing. A bounty hunter is not going to... Stop patronizing me. Xander cuts him off. I know the shoals. You need me out there. The conversation suddenly devolves into many arguments. The location, who should go, how to approach the ambush. The noise grows. The old Solheim manufactory. Caden's voice rises clear and precise through the noise. That's where you do it. It's on a rock far enough from here, and is a real labyrinth. You can lead the hunter there and get them lost inside. Caden's eyes are bright and determined. The place is full of old machine ordnance. We've been afraid to scavenge any of it, so it's unstable. It's so unstable. You notice Seraphim watching Caden speak, clearly impressed by the sudden shift towards decisive action. We could bring the whole place down on their head. Xander picks up Caden's thread. I know the manufactory. It's a good idea. You look between those gathered. Seraphim, stubborn and protective. Caden's sharp eyes. Xander, relentless desire to get involved. And Flint, a sleeper like you. A sleeper in need of escape. Carmen was building something here. A shrouded haven. A place that needs protecting. He may be unconscious behind those doors, floating amongst the wires and tubes of the clinic, but something of him is here, in this group, making a plan of resistance. Flint's eyes meet yours, and you know what has to be done. The rig will leave Olivera this cycle. You have a hunter to trap. New drive available. So we can't contact him. Hell yeah. Minor? This is a minor one? Flint's being pursued by SNR. Set a trap at the manufactory. That's a minor one. That's a major. Like, I get that, but like, why is that a minor one? With this, last one. Okay. Old manufactory. Trap the hunter. Payment. Don't really need a payment. This is just a matter of saving someone. Let's get Cadet in here because they have Endure. And I think we get Bliss in here too. Yeah. I think that is going to be what we do. Okay. Let's do this. Cadet and Bliss, plus whoever the fuck else is going to help. Corroded plates, twisted struts, scattered scrap, the manufactory makes for a familiar sight. Just one more ragged artifact from the corporation that once owned this system. Despite that, something about it sets you on the edge. Perhaps because it also will form a the crucible for your attempt to take on an SNARP hunter. The kind whose entire job is to bring in escaped sleepers like you, dead or alive. Fuck. Wait, okay, so this is another Maywick. Shit. So we have to kill this bitch. The rig is tucked behind a rock, running on low power with its transponder off. You hope that's enough to not draw attention. So talk us through it. Seraphine turns back to Flint, Cadence, and Xander, all of whom are cramped in the cockpit along with your crew. We have to make this place look like a colony. That is what the hunter will expect. Cadence suggests first, her voice quavering a little with anxiety. We can seal up some of the holes, maybe install some lights, fake it up. Okay. Seraphine nods reassuringly. That's good. What then? We force them to go deep. Xander cuts in and everyone looks at him. He pauses a little, intimidated by the attention, but Flint nods at him to continue. I've been out here before on a salvage run. There's an assembly line that runs through the whole place, filled with old manufacturing machines. We seal doors, activate machines, make it a maze of malfunctioning construction arms and dead ends. Alright then. Control their route. Control their route. I like it. Seraphine smiles at Xander. And if we get lucky, maybe one of those old machines will do the job for us. I doubt it. Seraphine joins in. We'll need the ordnance from the silos. Mining charges fuel whatever is left from when this place was churning out Solheim goods. They furrow their brow. We blow this place to make sure. The silence passes through the cockpit, the danger of what you are about to attempt dawning on everyone present. Okay, Seraphine has a dark look. That's the plan. We can detonate the ordnance with a command from the rig, a simple wideband comm signal. We'll get them. Seraphine pats Flint on the shoulder. Once they go in, that hunter isn't coming back out. He turns to you. Anything we missed? What if they don't take the bait? What if the traps are too obvious? Won't the trap be obvious? What if they don't take the bait? Then I engage. Flint rubs their hands together. They have two hands? Rubs their hands together nervously. I'll lead them in directly. Right? Right. Seraphine confirms grimly. How long do we think we have? There's a lot of factory down there. The hunter got to me and Carmen fast. Flint looks out the cockpit. No more than 3 cycles. When the hunter came for us, Flint grimaces, remembering the attack on Carmen's ship. They came out of nowhere, hit us hard and fast. If it wasn't for Carmen, we need to be ready for anything. Flint looks at you. There won't be a warning. Seraphine sighs. Nice pep talk. Flint, you better find somewhere deep in that place, down in the bedrock, but make sure it has a back door, okay? He nods at the sleeper. The rest of us will get to work. All right, you heard, Flint. We need to do this, and we need to do it right. We make our stand on this rock. Let's not waste a moment more. Shit. Okay. Storage silos, the rig itself, factory dock. Hunter's arrival. 3-part plan. Okay, so that's going to be where we, know what's up. I think we get the bombs first, so we have them. Gather ordnance. Prime explosives. That is going to be something. Okay. So you are... Oh. None of you are good for endurance. I fucked up. Okay, that's fine. Kinda. Shit. Okay. Let's put this in here. Okay, technically this is just, part of all this. This is fine, hopefully. So big thing is that we have to, get like this shit. Like there's no room for, off days. We basically have to get each thing done within the cycle. Bliss, you're gonna take a little bit of stress. Please give me 2. Okay. Oh, yes. Okay. It's worth it. It is worth it. It's part 1. Go easy with that. Flint's voice rumbles over the local comms as you secure the final piece of ordnance. You turn to see them floating backlit in the entrance to the bay. Once one of many... What? You turn to see them floating backlit in the entrance to the bay. One of many that you have rigged with ordnance. Deep in the manufactory. Down here, dust and flecks of rust float through the beams with your lights, and the walls are bent and buckled. They've spent the past cycles here picking out a spot to draw the hunter down to. One they should be able to slip out. They should be able to slip out of when the hunter finds their way in. That's a long time to be down in the dark tunnels waiting. Looks like we are just about done. Their voice is flat, their tone pragmatic. You okay? Flint nods, eager to be done with this. They look over their shoulder. However, it pays out. Flint glides into the bay slowly. There's something I need to tell you. Something I think you'll understand. What we are doing out here is not about saving me. It's about Olivera. You struggle to see Flint's face with the light behind them. I should be on a ship out of here. Or I should be on a ship out of there, leading this hunter away, but they won't let me do that. They shake their head in frustration. And even if they would, they can't spare the ship, not after Carmen's got shot up. That was my mistake. I never should have let him persuade me to come with him on that supply run. Flint looks down. What's done is done. What matters now is what I need from you. Is a promise. Flint's bright irises flash. That you'll bring this place down with me in it, if it means stopping the hunter. I'm not. I can't. I have spent this entire game, and technically the last game, by myself, essentially. I don't get the luxury of, seeing these, more sleepers that aren't fucking dead. That aren't gone, dead, or torn to pieces, or reclaimed. You are the only motherfucker that I have seen living their own life in this shit. I am not fucking killing you. I won't do that. You will. Flint drifts a little closer. You know as well as I that those who get close to us are at risk. That we as sleepers have to recognize what we opened the door to. Carmen is my fault. I won't be Olivera's downfall too. With that, they turn and leave you in the dark. I'm not fucking killing you, Flint. I just met you. I thought we were gonna duke it out, have a bit of a brawl, but you are just a normal motherfucker like me. You don't need to fucking tuck yourself away and call it quits just because some motherfucker's after you. The whole point of us as sleepers isn't the point that we just give up after a certain time. No, we keep pushing. We didn't get out here by fucking giving up. We keep pushing. I got this crew, and I'm fighting Lane because I kept pushing. I'm not giving up on you. Hell no. Alright. Anyways. Now, let's figure out this. What can Cadet do for us? Fuck. Nothing really, except for the assembly line. I may have chosen wrong on people, but that's fine. Because I don't even think I have anyone that can do Endure. I'm sorry, Cadet. It's necessary. I knew it. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. Let's work with this. Let's see what we can do. Let's see what we can work with. Let's get you in here, cadet. Okay. You're not really useful to me anymore. Not right now. Bliss is not good in this area either. I don't like the stress. It just keeps building the stress. Okay. This is bad. This is going to give me more stress. It is. 3 is really fucking bad for me right now. But so long as I still have room to work with, I can rebuild myself a little bit and give myself more room. Albeit with glitches, I will take it, honestly. You float for a moment, observing the chaos of the old assembly line. The scale of the structure, the number of machines and arms and fabricators, the welders and bolters, suggests industry on a scale that you have never witnessed. The Helion system, a system now subsits on the leftovers of its failed corporate owners, was once filled with manufactories like this, churning out components and technologies, machines and resources for extracting the valuable materials and minerals that Solheim existed to amass. If someone was able to rebuild one of these places, put it back into operation, imagine what could be fed into the belt, what changes could have come from its people. Yet no one will undertake such a task because this place is haunted by the specter of Solheim, an entity that every being in this system can trace their origin back to, an entity that turned the entire system into a manufactory, a machine for accumulation, and that did not distinguish between human and machines as it did. You look at the broken machines, worn down and rusted, crippled and bent. Some of them just have been put back into use these past cycles as part of your plan, and those jerk or turn randomly, blinding, grouping components that will never be fed to them. None of them are sentient machines like you, and so they cannot feel or think, and yet you cannot decide if for them to persist is a kind of cruelty that radiates from the system that created them, or the indication of a new life, one that grants them new function, new meaning, and the possibility of something more. Creepy, right? Xander floats beside you, his voice hissing through the close-range comms. Maybe the hunter will get spooked by those twitching arms. He imitates the scattered movement of the factory machines. More sad than creepy. Xander shrugs. If you say so. So, Xander gives you a look. How come this hunter isn't chasing you? My tracker is deactivated. Huh? Xander shoots you a look. Lucky you. Who did that? My captor. Xander goes quiet. I see. I can't deactivate Flints. Sure. Xander looks at you. I keep thinking I'm saying Seraphim or Xander. I don't know. But you know, maybe once we are done here, he meets your eye. They need your help. Xander looks out at the assembly line and sighs. I like Flint. I'm happy to do this for him. He turns back to you. And I want to like you too. So don't mess this up, alright? Xander gives you a hard look. Don't let Flint down. Xander kicks off and glides towards the exit. Without waiting for a response, you watch him go for a moment before turning away. There's still so much to do. Shit. Okay. We are kind of fucked. A little bit. Okay. Let's put you in here. This is good. We have one more cycle to work with. 2 more cycles, technically, but... No, 1 more cycle. Shit. Oh, that's terrible! Fuck! Okay. Oh, shit! Of all the fucking dice I was hoping to not lose. I was fine with losing one, but two at once is such a bad pull. Fuck. And Cadet's not really good here. I have to push it. Wait. Yeah, let's... Fuck! I give myself stress! That is really not good. Okay. Oh my... I don't even think I can push. I pushed it. I pushed it too hard. I fucked myself. Maybe, if we are lucky, we get a sliver of a chance. I don't think we will, though. That's the issue. Because I can't use a 2, because even on the good end... Wake up, sleeper. Seraphim is in the bunks. We've got incoming. You shake off the haze of forgotten dreams and get up. In moments, you are in the cockpit. Xander and Cadence and Seraphim all gather around the console. On it, the local view shows nothing but a single ship signal, a few objects beyond the scattering debris. It was right here, I swear it. Seraphim jabs at the screen. A ship, small, but definitely a ship. Seraphim, Cadence sighs. We've all been up a while. Get some rest. I know what I saw. He catches her eye. You look at the screen. It's a gridded view showing the scattered signals of debris, like schools of fish drifting in a soft current. The manufactory is a noisy blob at the center of the circle. One that dissolves into background at the edge, at its edges. Nothing. Then there it is, a flicker, a flash, a spark of movement and light among one of the debris clouds. It flares and then it is gone again. You look up and Seraphim meets your eye. He reads your expression immediately. Seraphim slams his hand down on the console and opens up the comm channel. Look alive, Flint. They're coming in. Go deep and be ready to run. Oh, shit. He pulls his hand off the switch. We better hope they heard that. Then you see it. Through the cockpit glass, the flare of an engine, faint and masked, but driving a squat dark ship out of the debris. The Hunter. The ship seems to idle a little near the manufactory's asteroid, drifting past the dressed-up shell of the old facility. We didn't have enough time. Cadence nervously clasps her hands together. The Hunter isn't going to buy it. Look out of the ship and it doesn't seem to be hesitating, keeping to the edge of the asteroid's radius, not wanting to approach the docks. If this place looks abandoned, the Hunter might just strafe the whole facility. We need them to dock, to come inside. You stare at the dark ship, willing it to move closer. Come on. And then you hear it, cracking through the wideband comms. Flint here. I'm nearing the deepest point of the facility. There's some serious ordnance down here. Should I go deeper? He's baiting the Hunter. Seraphim doesn't take his eyes off the ship. The reactor... Fuck! He's baiting him! I can't kill him. I can't kill Flint. It disappears out of view, descending through the framework of the facility's shell. Shit, they're entering in at the side. We won't be able to track them. Seraphim punches the console in frustration. I hooked up some basic monitoring devices in the assembly line. Xander calls over from another console. A few shitty cameras repurposed from the factory monitoring system. Not much, but hopefully enough to tell where they're going, or where they're at. Cadence, Seraphim, and you crowd around the screen. Xander flicks between noisy black and white images and feeds of static. You squint into the fizzing dark, trying to pick out any details. Then suddenly you see them. Oh my god. A shadow drifting beneath a flickering light. A dark clad in military gear. A long gun held ready at their shoulder. Deathly pale skin, and in their eyes, gleaming through the faceplate, glowing irises. Who the hell is that? Seraphim pulls back from the screen. They look like a sleeper. Xander finish the Seraphin's sentence. So these motherfuckers are using sleepers as mercenaries and hunters, as well as workers. Holy shit! The figure disappears outside of the margins of the frame, and Xander flicks through the feeds. Where'd they go? You drift back from the screen, trying to think straight. The hunter is a sleeper, or something else. You replay the image of the figure in your mind, but it already shifts in your memory. In your face, it is your face staring back. It is Flint's. It is a sleeper's mask of death. Sleeper. Seraphin grabs you by both shoulders and looks you in the eyes. We need the focus. We should go down there. Xander's eyes are wide. This changes things. It does? Fuck! Shit. Fuck. I think we do need to go down there. But we can't lose anyone. I will not let Flint die. But not going down there? Fuck. Flint is willing to die for Olivera, but I am not willing to let Flint die, period. I think Xander's right. Xander nods to you and then is gone, kicking off the cockpit and heading into the ship towards the airlock. Seraphin gives you a hard look. You better hope nothing happens to that kid. He shuts off the console. Let's go after them. Go. Cadence looks between you and Seraphin with a steely expression. I'll stay here. She glances nervously at the console. Give me the signal and I'll send the detonation signal. She swallows hard. If it works. Seraphin looks for a moment and then nods. Let's go. You rush down to the airlock and suit up, and then you are out, descending through the rock-strewn void in tense silence. You enter the manufactory through a gap in the frame, passing through the layers of twisted facility, into the deep parts where you know Flint waits in the dark. You say nothing to each other, afraid the comms will be intercepted. You lead Seraphin on, seeking the deep bays under the silos, where the ordnance awaits for its detonation signal. You can grab Xander. If you can grab Xander, grab Flint, then clear the facility. This can all still work. Seraphin's hand falls on your shoulder, pulling you back. You go to speak, and then you see it, a torch beaming, lancing through the dark. A shadow drifting beneath a flickering light, dark clad in military gear, a long gun held ready at their shoulder, deathly pale skin, and in their eyes, gleaming through the faceplate, glowing irises. The hunter with eyes like yours and Flint. The hunter is a sleeper. Below you, they push through the dark and broken layers of the facility, seeking Flint. And where is Xander? Seraphin and you exchange wide-eyed glances in silence. The hunter passes below, disappearing into a dark passage. You wait together the moment stretching out, then descending down into the same passage. The silence is absolute. Suddenly there is a flash, a light ahead, bright and forceful, and a rumble that shakes rust flakes from the wall. You and Seraphin push off hard, gliding into the dark, desperate and afraid. You come into a low bay scattered with glowing embers. Scorched holes in the walls spew drops of hot red metal. Where a weapon has been discharged, the hunter floats at the center. Taking aim again, you see a flicker of movement on the far side. Flint retreating. Before you can act, a slight figure in a suit slams into the back of the hunter. Xander. As he hits the hunter, the gun spins out of their hand. Oh, fuck. Okay. Xander, you're a fucking idiot. You're fucking stupid. You're an idiot. I'm sorry. What the fuck? Okay. We should not go for the gun. We have better odds rushing the hunter. Seraphin or someone can grab the gun as I'm, going after the hunter. Oh, yes. You slam into the hunter, lashing out with your fists. You feel Xander at your side striking out too. The three of you spin through the spark-filled bay towards a gaping dark shaft at its far side. The hunter, dazed from the blows, kicks out against you two, sending themselves spinning away. Their torch slipping from their grip, arching across the bay. As it does, they fall back, unable to find anything to slow their glide, spinning into the dark. The hunter disappears down the shaft as you and Xander drift back into the bay. "I've got Flint," Seraphin calls over the local comms. "We ascend now." Ooh. Ooh! You look across to the two of them, kicking off from the floor of the bay towards a ragged hole in the ceiling. You and Xander exchange a single glance, then follow. "Cadence?" Seraphin is on the wideband. "Detonate the place now. Send the command." There is silence. You send through the layers of the manufactory, seeking the open void of space beyond. You clear the manufactory, gliding into the open space. A silent shockwave, like a gust of wind, runs through the void. The silent rumble spits out a scatter of debris. You turn back, still gliding towards the ship, and see the shattered manufactory. The whole sections are bending outwards. The framework shredded, planting, trembling away in shards. You look across at Seraphin and Flint, their eyes set on the ship, trying only to stay ahead of the debris. You do the same, fixing your attention on the rig and nothing else. The hunter is dead. Oh my god. We actually fucking did it. Oh my god. Shit. We actually managed that. With everything against us in that moment. Holy shit. You limp back to Olivera, the mood in the rig one of deep exhaustion. But as the colony appears, visible from the cockpit, the satisfaction of having a terrifying gauntlet, and come back in one piece shifts the mood. The crew improved mood only becomes more obvious as you draw closer to Olivera. As you come in to dock with the colony, you feel a wave of relief. Seraphin pats you on the shoulder as you both wait for the airlock to open. "That hunter," he sighs. S&ARP is crueler than I could have imagined. What matters is we dealt with them. Seraphin nods. "You certainly did." The airlock hisses open, revealing the docking bridge where Xander first confronted you. This time, another more substantial figure awaits in the passage. Carmen! Carmen! I hear you're the ones I should be thanking for saving my life. Carmen leans against the side of the tunnel, one arm clamped against his waist. "So thank you." He nods at the two of you. "Glad to see you. We have things to discuss." "I'm sure we do." He smiles slyly. "But let's not do that in the docking tunnel, shall we?" "Carmen." Cadence rushes past the two of you, gliding into Carmen with an embrace strong enough to leave the injured man off balance. "Alright, careful. You don't want to put me back into the medbay now, do you?" Carmen pushes Cadence back with a gentle grip on her shoulders. He flinches as he does, his joke clearly holding some truth. "Sorry," Cadence smiles. "Just glad to see you up." A frown crosses Carmen's face. "Where's Xander?" "You losing your vision, old man?" You look back to see Xander and Flint behind you in the tunnels. Xander smiles widely at Carmen, betraying his happiness to see him. "I'll be just fine, Xan." Carmen's words are confident, but his tone suggests he isn't convinced. You notice his hands are tightly balled into fists, as if resisting pain, and wonder if he should really be up at all. Carmen turns to look at you and Seraphin. "I think we need to talk. How about you two and Flint accompany me to the med bay?" Carmen winks. Flint pushes past both of you and goes to Carmen, helping him out of the tunnel. And as he does, they exchange a few words, but you are too far away to make them out. You and Seraphin exchange glances and follow behind them into Olivera. Shit. Here we go. Oh shit! There we go. Carmen leads you into a small recovery chamber in the med bay. Where his bed is set up, a handful of tubes and wires float gently beside it, attached to a boxy device. Flint has already left the group, leaving just you and Seraphin with Olivera's injured founder. Carmen meets your eye with a hard look. So how did you two end up stumbling into our colony out in the shoals? He raises an eyebrow. Because we're not usually open to visitors. Ankita sent us to you. You see the flicker of recognition in Carmen's eyes when you mention Ankita. You produce the thumb drive and hold it out for Carmen to inspect. She told Sleeper to deliver this to you and you alone. Seraphin folds his arms. Carmen pauses thoughtfully. That's a name I have not heard in a while. He takes the drive. It seems I should thank you again, he sighs, and perhaps I owe you some explanation myself. Ankita and I used to work together, a lifetime ago. Carmen shakes his head. We went our separate ways, but she turned back up in Olivera. I established this colony as a refuge, a way of starting again. Carmen clasps his hands together. The belt is changing, and I'm afraid of what is coming. Ankita took refuge here for a short while, and then one cycle, she was gone. Carmen shrugs. That's not unusual for her. Each of us have our own demons. He holds up the device. He holds up the drive. I will take a look at what's on here when I'm able. He looks at the drive with concern, and I will let you know what I find. You and Seraphin thank him and leave the chamber as he settles back on his recovery bed. As you leave, Flint catches your attention. Can we speak? Seraphin pauses. I'll catch you back at the rig. He looks between the two of you and then glides away. Flint hovers a look of concern on his mask-like face. What do you need? Seraphin gives you a curious look. You don't remember any of it, do you? Any of what? Of how you got here. Of your history. Flint screws up their face in a pained expression. At first I thought you were just hiding something, or you were intentionally avoiding the subject. So I waited. But I understand it now. You don't remember me at all. We know each other? Huh? Take a moment to think, to try to recall Flint. You furrow your brow in frustration, shifting through hazy memories of Darkside and further back of your arrival to the belt. You close your eyes and see faces of other sleepers, panicked, desperate, in darkness. I don't remember. We worked together in the same SNR mining installation. Oh shit! Along with the other sleepers. He searches your eyes for a spark of recognition. We weren't close. I'm not sure we even spoke. Very few of us did. But I was there when we planned the escape together. The run to the freighters, collapsing the mine shaft. Flint stops, struggling to continue in the face of a blank look that you are giving them. You feel an unpleasant itch, as if something is crawling inside of your skull. You can see that Flint wants you to recall them, to recall the escape, the installation, but you find only hazy sensations. And remember that, and behind them, and beneath them, pain. I'm sorry, I don't mean to. Flint looks down. I know you can't help it. I just need to say something. To know if you really don't remember. Thank you for everything you've done for me, and for Olivera. Flint turns and drifts away dejectedly, unable to continue. As you watch Flint go, you scratch at the side of your head, trying to find something in the way they move, the way they speak, their mask-like face, a face that is identical to yours when it was first cast, but that, over cycle after cycle of wear and damage, has been transformed. Two machines, so close in form and function, estranged by experience. Damn. That is insane. So, I think we get ourselves some fuel. Let's go ahead and use our glitch so we don't have to use it anymore. That's fine. This will top off our fuel. Let's get ourselves some food. And then... yeah. I'm gonna do this. See what Carmen has to speak of. Thanks for coming up, Sleeper. Carmen is waiting for you and Seraphin when you arrive at the medbay, looking a lot fresher. He leads you into a small alcove set up like an office, with an arranged terminal on a simple welded desk and a small window looking out across the dusty rock of Olivera. Got some news for us? Seraphin asked impatiently. Since you arrived back from the manufactory, he has been restless, though you aren't sure why. Not to worry, Carmen grinned slyly. I think you'll want to hear this. He hits a key on the terminal and a file browser appears on the screen showing hundreds of individual pieces of data. Ankita has been busy. Carmen gestures to the screen. She's been scraping Yutsubo communications cycle after cycle, got access to ciphers and encryptions that only the gang's leadership should be able to see. He smiles. It seems she's learned some tricks since we worked together. That's not what matters. What matters is the content of these messages. He taps a few keys and loads some of the data, which scrolls down the screen. Some of parts of Yutsubo leadership has been getting ideas of taking Greenbelt. What? And controlling food production in the belt. About exerting power over Wellspring. Big ideas for a gang. Oh, wait. That is actually interesting. But these Yutsubo members aren't alone. They found themselves a powerful ally. Carmen shakes his head. Senetstat? What? Senetstat, one of the two corporations fighting a bitter battle to control the inner system. A pernicious force, one that Yutsubo are opening a door for in the belt. You can't be serious, Seraphin cuts in. They can't be that stupid. I don't know what to tell you. At least someone inside Yutsubo is trying to broker a partnership. Who? Seraphin leans over to look at the screen. You don't need Carmen's answer, and neither does Seraphin. It's fucking Lane, ain't it? Lane. Fucking bitch. Seraphin looks at you, shaking his head. It has to be Lane. Carmen looks between you both. Seems like you already know something I don't. He's fucking after ass. Is that what? Oh, wait. I think I get exactly why he wants my ass. He's using me as the bargaining chip, ain't he? Lane is a piece of shit Yutsubo leader who thinks he owns us. Seraphin shakes his head. Exactly the kind of piece of shit arrogant enough to try to manipulate Senetstat. Carmen nods thoughtfully. My condolences. I'm starting to see how you cross paths with Ankita. We have a shared enemy then. Why is Ankita telling you this? Like I said, Ankita and I work together. To put it simply, we ran in the same mercenary outfit. Carmen looks away. A lot has happened since then. But this message, this data, it's calling in a favor. Oh. And I owe her. That's for sure. Carmen shakes his head and pushes himself from the desk, crossing the room to look out the window at Olivera's pale and airless surface. Hell, after what went down, I owe you both too. Oh. You look at Carmen, staring out at the surface of the hostile rock and wondering what he sees out there. He established the colony as a feedback, a retreat, not just for him, for others too. But you get the feeling that Carmen knows any retreat is only ever temporary. He turns back to look at you, and you, Sleeper, what will you do? I will take on Yutsubo. Take on a gang? Are you sure about that? We're going to end Lane, whatever it takes. Seraphin stares down Carmen, fist balled. Carmen looks at you. That one is going to get you in trouble. He turns to Seraphin, but I like that energy. He looks back out the window. This is not something that we are going to take head on. Ankita sent us our weapon. Carmen turns and gestures at the console screen with the remains of incriminating data. Carmen turns and gestures at the console screen with the reams of incriminating data. Yutsubo don't control all of Darkseid. They only aspire to. They also claim to offer protection from the war between Senatstadt and Conway that presents us with an opportunity. Yutsubo is full of members who'd rather die than concede Darkseid to the corporate interests. We play this right. Yutsubo will end lane for us. He smiles at Seraphim. To use your phrase, we leak the data? Not leak. This is delicate, tricky. There's a lot of ways that this could play out, badly for all of us. We can handle it. We've cracked Darkseid once, we can do it again. Seraphim's confidence is infectious. Is that right? Carmen seems to be thinking something through. He crosses the console back to the window and then to the console once more. Alright, I'm going to need some time, but I could put this together. Carmen nods at Seraphim. We'll need that energy, but you also need to be ready. We rush this, it's not ending well, so I can wait. Carmen turns his attention to you. We'll go from Greenbelt when you're ready. I have friends there who can help get that ship of yours into Darkseid. Oh, you glorious man. Seraphim looks at you. We have our own preparations to make, but we'll be ready. Alright, Carmen unplugs Ankita's drive and hands it to you. Take this and get out of here. I don't want anyone finding this thing in my possession. You take it. The tiny drive, somehow heavier now that you know it contains the key to exposing Lane. Thank you. I'll see you in the wheat sheaf. The wheat sheaf. Carmen smiles to himself. They know me there. Just understand something. Carmen's expression turns serious. You want my help on this? There's no way we can let it get back to the colony. Once we leave here, you're not coming back to Olivera. Not until we are done. He meets your eye. We need confirmation that you recognize the importance of this. I understand. Carmen nods. Then you can go. He returns to the window to stare at whatever it is he sees out there among the dusty rocks. Ah, Flint. Oh! Okay. When you come back to the rig, Flint is waiting for you, leaning by the docking tunnel with a bag over his shoulder. They look up as you approach. Hey, Flint nods a greeting, appearing a little unsure. Hey, I know you've already done a lot for me, so I'm not going to push you or ask for your pity. They pause. You feel like they have been preparing this speech. Firstly, I owe you. I want to pay you back. I can work, I can fight, and I will protect this ship and this crew with everything I have. Secondly, we come from the same place, and whether you remember it or not, that means something. It must. I know I'm not the easiest to get on with. I know you might have your reservations about having another sleeper on the ship, but let them finish. I'm eager, I'm ready. I want to move on, and I want to show you my value. They pause, and well, yeah, I think that's it. You look at Flint, their flame at so much more damage than yours, but with a fire burning in their eyes that makes them seem bigger than they are. Fuck. We have so many people on board already. But this is the first sleeper that we have found alive and willing, that we have interacted with in such a positive way. But Olivera is also their home. It is their refuge as much as anyone else's. We took down the hunters so they could live in Olivera. If we just leave, if they come with us and they leave, what's to say that a hunter is not just going to show up and Essenarp's just not going to fucking hammer home that? But I also want to know more. I want to know more. I want to know the sleeper more. I want to know more about Flint. So you know what? Welcome aboard. A smile spreads across Flint's face, and they look down to hide it. Thank you, they say to the floor. This'll work out. You'll see. Flint nods to you once more, then turns to glide down the docking tunnel towards the ship. As they do, two figures at the edge of the docking concourse catch your eye. You pause to look, shifting a little, and as you do, you recognize Cadence leaning in. Some words are exchanged, ones you can only guess at, and then the other figure embraces Cadence and turns back to the ship. As Seraphin approaches, he ducks his head, passing quietly past you into the docking tunnel without a word. Ooh, does someone have a crush? Ooh. You take one last look at the dock, but Cadence is gone. You idle a moment longer and feel that there's something, some presence even in these empty bays, something rare in all the belt that Olivera has captured. But as with all things, you must learn to leave it behind. The Fugitive. Recruit Flint to your crew. Ooh. Ooh. Oh, Flint. Oh, no, wait. Nope, Flint doesn't have Endure either. God, I have no one that has Endure. God damn it. That's fine. Not really. Something. Okay, we need to get food. A lot of it. Because I've got 2. And I need to stack up. So, I think with that... Hold on, actually, because we have 6 points. Holy shit. Okay. -2... Actually, hold on. Reroll random dice, but +1 rolled. Cannot be a 1. I think we switch this up. I think we do. We can do it. But +1 rolled. So I'm assuming... So it's like, yeah, it rolls 2 dice. Honestly, I completely forgot about that. I think we go with this. Because honestly, with that last one, we're only going to get tougher things. So I think, yeah. No dice damage on push reroll. Cannot be a 1. I think that is the best thing that we can do for this. Strictly because it's only going to get tougher from here. I could go with that. Endure is such a bitch for me. And there's so many things with Endure. I could also do double. Double could be nice. I'm gonna just go with Endure or Engineering. Roll with that. See where that sets us. But I think that is going to be where I end this for now. I have got to get back into this because we're basically at the end. You know, this is basically the final act. So that is going to be where I end this. This has been one hell of a fucking, go for this. I do not know what I'm going to do for these episodes because there's so much fucking footage. There's so much. I may do really long episodes, or what I may do is do my normal videos, post here and there, have things that I do, and then in between these episodes, I will, oh shit, not in between, my normal episodes, but like in terms of my normal videos, every 3 weeks I have a video coming out, I will do in-betweens where I post Citizen Sleeper stuff. That way I can continue getting this stuff out while it is also not waiting months for a new thing, because it's going to take years at that point, waiting for the next part, on and on and on and on. So, I'm recording this the day the Daft Punk video came out. So, go watch that. Watch all of my stuff if you want. Great stuff. I'm trying to improve my quality of videos. But before I continue ranting, I think that is going to be what I do. I think I'm going to find in-between points where I have normal videos, and then I have videos that are like, oh, here you go, here's this, here's this, here's this, here's this, and it's just Citizen Sleeper content. That way I can kind of bounce between it all without dragging it out super long. So, I think that is going to be the plan, and we'll see how it works. But, again, so I don't continue ranting, I appreciate you all for being here, and I will see you all in the next video. Bye-bye now.